My name is Holly and I'm a Trinity Western alumni, and I just wanted to share with you some of the reasons why I chose TWU. I chose Trinity for two reasons. One was that I really felt that God had closed the door to a Bible school I had wanted to go to since grade 10. And the second reason being my neighbor growing up had a daughter who went to Trinity, and he highly encouraged me to go there, and he spoke very well of the school. I didn't even actually want to go to university. My biggest dreams were to go to Bible school and meet a good-looking guitar-playing worship leader and get married and have babies and be a mom. But a few people in my life saw more for me than that. And one of those people was my high school English teacher. She suggested that I study English at university, even though it wasn't something I had ever dreamed of doing. I was accepted to Trinity, and I remember the moment when I really fell in love with the place, and that was when we were having a tour of the school. We drove down, my family and we were standing under the high ropes course in the really big cedars by the back 40, and I just remember thinking, I want to be here. I will get nature, I will have adventure, and I will have, obviously, Jesus, because it's a Christian university. And so all those mixed together definitely sold me on Trinity. And looking back, I really had no idea that I was going to receive far more from Trinity than just that. So why education at TWU? I didn't actually choose education from the beginning. I chose English, and it wasn't until second year that I had to make a choice for or against education. I'd been told all my life that I would make an amazing teacher, and I knew it was in me somewhere, but I had lost it along the way, and it was very helpful to have people speaking that into my life. And I had a very serious discussion with God right before second year, and I just straight out asked him, should I be a teacher or not? People see this calling in me, I don't see it in myself. And he said, go for it, you need to become a teacher. And so I did, and once I was in the program, I really fell in love with the profs and my peers. We became a little family of about 30 or so. I remember specifically loving that the TWU profs did not just lecture. They were so much more engaged with us, and they kept us engaged. So every time we went to class, we had our 4 desks all pushed together in a square, just like elementary school, and we would sit and we would discuss. They would give us discussion questions. We would be illustrating, we would be creating, we'd be expressing ourselves in different ways, we'd be acting out what we were learning, and it was really way more hands-on than anything else I had experienced at university. This helped with differing learning styles and learning how to work with different learning styles. It also helped us just to know how to teach in a way that keeps students engaged. So yeah, it really was like elementary school and university, and it rocked. But our profs had a deeper purpose in teaching us this way. They were teaching us how to teach. And the main idea that they were getting across to us was that you can teach in a public school, in a Christian school, whatever place you're teaching, you can teach from a Christian worldview. And they were showing us what that would look like themselves, which was really, really cool. I was involved at Trinity. I wasn't just a student, for sure. As a freshman, I got involved with a group called Street E, which is a street evangelism team that goes down to East Hastings every Friday. And I was with a specific group that ministered to the prostitutes. And we would go down every Friday and pray over the streets, pray for the girls, and give them hot chocolate and offer them help if they needed it. And I chose that ministry because it scared me out of my mind. And that's what Trinity encouraged us to do, was to choose a ministry that scared you. Also, I was a part of a women's drop-in where we got to serve hot meals at a drop-in center for homeless women. And both of these experiences really opened my heart to the homeless and to the broken, and stirred boldness in me to share Jesus' love in a really radical way in which I'd never done before. The second group was the Trinity prayer team, and that team really became like my family. It was a group of people from different majors, different years, and different backgrounds, but we all shared this call to intercede, and it was really beautiful to be able to meet every Thursday with this common goal to pray for Trinity. And this group is still some of my closest friends. Even 4 years later, we're all in pretty close contact, and yeah, it just really was an amazing group to be a part of. I also lived in the international dorm my second year, and this dorm mixed North American students with international students, so we could help each other. And my dorm had mostly Asian students, so we had students from China, Taiwan, lots from South Korea. I lived with a girl from South Korea for my first semester, and second semester with a girl from Taiwan, and both of them were hilarious. We had a lot of fun together. It was so unique to be able to share that time with them, and yeah, it was times that I will treasure forever. Also, Trinity had so much more, and I could talk about it for a long time, but the hiking class, amazing. It was every Saturday, and it was a class, something you got marks for, but they just drove you to mountains and you got to hike, and it was amazing. I loved it. Also, singing Handel's Messiah in the Trinity choir at Christmas was outstanding. I led a 24/7 prayer initiative with my prayer team. Trinity has a lot of opportunities for student leadership. So in third year and fourth year, I was involved in that, and they pour into their leaders. So I got mentored by amazing men and women of God, and I was a part of a chapel worship arts team, so I got to play on a worship band, and I also got to help make chapel happen. And yeah, it really has a wealth of opportunities for anybody who wants to either pursue a passion that they know they're called to by the Lord, or if people want to try something that scares them, like going to East Hastings. And that's what Trinity does so well. I wanted to originally go to Bible school, but what I got at Trinity was more than that. It was both a spiritual experience for me, and I grew in God immensely and in community, but it also offered me a university degree. So I think Trinity really does go above and beyond. The best year in education was the 5th year. It was also the hardest year, but it was the most rewarding. I received a BA in English and History and a B.Ed in only 5 years. And Trinity really has the best program for ed students because of this 5th year. Before this year, Trinity had given me so many opportunities to go to different practicums. Right from second year, I was put in a practicum, and this totaled 5 practicums by the time I got to 5th year, including an overseas practicum in New Zealand where I taught for 3 weeks, which was amazing. 5th year, I was placed in a school of my choice, in my case, a Christian school in grade 7, right from September 1st till the end of April. So I got to see a class right from the beginning of the year till almost the end. It was amazing prep for real teaching. And it wasn't too overwhelming because we would teach a little bit at a time. I taught math first with my mentor teacher helping me, and then I taught English, and then I took a break, went to Trinity, took some courses, returned for full immersion, which was 6 weeks of intensity. And it was amazing, though, in the end. I was very thankful for it because it gave me the experience I needed to be confident in my own classroom in the future. So during those 6 weeks, I taught everything. I taught every subject. I was running all over the school because I taught a different class, a different subject in a different class all day. And so I also taught music and drama, and it was amazing. It was during this time that I had a professor from Trinity come and who invested in me and who taught me, and it just encouraged me through this time, really held me together when I was stressed and gave me ideas for students who were having behavior problems, or just gave me tips on how to be a better teacher. And she, between her and my mentor teacher, who was also amazing, and God, I somehow made it through. It's a very difficult year, but it totally prepared me for having my own class. I entered my current job with confidence because of this. I know that other ed students from different universities did not have the same experience as I did, and I've talked to them and I've told them what Trinity offered me, and I know that they did not experience as much support, they did not have access to as many resources, and they did not receive the opportunities that I did at Trinity. So I can say from these conversations with confidence that Trinity really does have the best ed program. How did Trinity prepare me for the job I have now? Right now, I am an elementary school teacher in Alberta. This is my 4th year teaching, and I think I will be teaching for quite some time. I love my job and my students. And Trinity prepared me for my job through the profs teaching me how to teach from a Christian worldview, through all those practicums that I told you about earlier. Trinity really also taught me, beyond education, it taught me how to be a critical thinker, and in turn teach my students to be the same. They say that a liberal arts education makes you a well-rounded person, and it is very true. I can appreciate so many different disciplines and approach tough questions of morality and faith, and discuss social responsibility and the impact of media and literature on society and the health of society in general, with an informed mind and an inquiring mind. I'm a lifelong learner, and that's not just because I'm a teacher. It's because I have chosen that path because of what Trinity has shown me. Trinity has shown me to value being a lifelong learner, and I think that is valuable, to be a good steward of the mind that God has given you and to use your abilities to help society. My experience at Trinity was life-changing, and I got nature. I received ample opportunities to have adventures, and I also grew in Jesus. And I received even more than what I had expected to receive. And I'm so thankful that my dear next-door neighbor suggested this school. I hope that you choose TWU, and as I'd say, it wins every prize in my books. Bless you guys.